What is meditation? And what is its purpose? The topic of meditation is centuries old, quite broad with a scope of learning that is very deep, so I will tackle the subject from the perspective which most benefits both the beginner and advanced meditator, to ensure complete success as regards your spiritual journey, irrespective of the type of meditation you practice. I cannot speak on the principles that govern other forms of meditation, except spirit meditation, because that's what I was initiated in, know, practice, completely understand and most importantly what I can impart deep wisdom on. My method is simple: theoretical knowledge must at all times precede application and practice. Kindly subscribe, like, comment and click the notification bell. That way, this message gets to continue on as a means to reach other soul seekers on their spirit journey, and you will in return receive the message of one of the most effective ways to awakening of self. In addition, it really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. Let's begin. For a start, many people out there today, all lean to the highly erroneous thinking that the purpose of meditation is for relieving of stress, relaxation, motivation, focus, creativity, financial wealth, productivity and so on. Please, grab an umbrella, because here comes some unexpected torrential rain of truth on that parade. The previously mentioned, is not, and has never at any point been the purpose of meditation, not now or as the ancient civilizations intended it to be. Therefore, I cannot offer anyone a means to any of those. Firstly, because those are attributes and desires of the ego self that keep you shackled to the limiting flesh state. And secondly, as you develop higher in your practice of meditation, much greater psychic abilities, that completely dwarf the earlier mentioned, develop within you naturally as side effects of the transformation of self. In truth, the purpose of meditation is transformation of self for the entry into enlightenment, as the Buddha's entire life reflected. The Bible puts it this way: unless a man be born again, which is transformation of self, he cannot inherit the kingdom of the heavens, as in enlightenment. Other religions say the same, only differently worded. And if you firstly seek transformation of self, everything else far beyond your wildest imagination will literally be at your fingertips, once you access awakening, higher consciousness and connect with enlightenment. Every single religion that has ever existed, way back to 6000 BCE, has the idea of transformation of self being of utmost importance. In the context of the Buddha's teachings and those of all the other spiritual leaders of ancient civilizations, I have deduced that there are 3 stages of the spirit self. 1. Awakening of the self. 2. The journey of self into higher consciousness, and finally 3. The self's attainment of enlightenment. There are no shortcuts and no escape routes. Every soul seeker must walk this path in the exact order stated. If you sincerely want to experience an elevation in mind, body and spirit as a means to spiritual growth and transformation of self, I can guide you to the very edge of the path of awakening, higher consciousness and connection with enlightenment. That much, I can do well. However, we are only going to achieve that objective by firstly, having a firm theoretical foundation of the principles governing the self and meditation, and only then can we put the theory mastered into daily practice. None of the New Age stuff. We will take it one principle at a time. And because your full attention is needed, I have eliminated most of the distractions and made all the messages as simple as possible. And now, to answer the question, what is meditation? I offer you this definition. Meditation is a spiritual practice in which a practitioner, through the power of controlled pranic breath communes, with the recesses of their own inner workings to awaken self, to a higher consciousness of frequency, energy, vibration, and connection with the omnipresent universal higher consciousness of enlightenment, that holds within itself everything that was, is and will ever be. For all intents and purposes, meditation can be likened to a tool of spirituality used for the transformation of self into higher consciousness. Please understand that the term self does not refer to your outer animated physical being, but rather to your inner, primal, pranic or key energy spirit self. That terminology often leads to the question, how can I be sure in reality that I have a self? Well, to answer that question, I'll need to ask a question. What is the difference between life and death? Life has within it a substance of formlessness, and intelligent control and animation of the cells, wherever they may exist, while death has a lack of this substance of formlessness and intelligent cell animation. That intelligent substance of formlessness which is in life, and is missing in death, is the self. Some call it the spirit, the soul, and so on. I totally understand if many people at this point don't get it. Things of the spirit can only be done and perceived while in the spirit state of being. Which obviously, you are probably not in, at this present moment in time. Let's move on, and hopefully it will all come together shortly. But for now, I just need you to commit to memory the following statement: things of the spirit can only be done and perceived in the spirit state of being. Make it a mantra and say it several times a day, every day. You need to let it sink deep into the subconscious mind. At some point, your eureka moment will arrive. For now, just say it often. Now please take a moment and really look at this statue image. Let your attention rest, not just on the outer visible self, but on the state of being of the inner self, and what is happening. Take your time, look closely. The facial expression shows deep concentration with something within, and a detachment from the awareness of time and external surrounding. For lack of better words, the meditator is in an inner zone, oblivious of the surroundings and time. The placement of the hands signifies connection and unity with the substance of formlessness and the vortex of inner self flowing in their state of being. Finally, the statue state means to remain in the inner state of self continuously. Most belief systems require a continual immersion. For example, in the Bible it says pray without ceasing, and in another belief system followers are asked to pray 5 times daily. In Buddhism, concentration, mental development and the continual practice of meditation is central to developing one's mind as the path to wisdom, which, in turn, leads to personal freedom. Do you see the pattern? Remember, things of the spirit can only be done and perceived while in the spirit state of being. You need that state. Meditation is practice of the inner self and not the flesh body. Being in the present moment as you meditate will only keep you attached or shackled to the here and now moment. Things done in the flesh gives rise to things of the flesh, and things done in the spirit gives rise to things of spirit. In essence, render unto Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and unto spirit the things that are the spirit's. In the practice of meditation, you need to be in the spirit self state of being and not in your physical state of the mind. This may seem to go against popular opinion, but the fact is, every ancient wisdom alludes to transformation of self as the entry into the realm of higher consciousness, the dimension of the gods and beings outer. It is vital to, in the practice of meditation, enter into the meditative state of being and escape the present time and space. This method will very quickly with practice give rise to an alternate space and realm, the realm of awakening, spirit and enlightenment. I have aptly named the realm, timelessness. In episode 4, link in the description, I impart a very comprehensive explanation of the concept of time and timelessness. This is one episode you definitely don't want to miss, because in understanding the concept of time and timelessness, you will supercharge your meditation to a whole other level. If you truly enjoyed this episode and you'd like updates about the Third Eye Project podcasts, announcements about new episodes, as well as deeper insight into my work with awakening, higher consciousness and enlightenment, or if you want to ask questions on how you too can find your path to a greater awakening and enlightenment of self, you should subscribe here and click the notification bell. I came only to add to the several voices that already bring the truth of ages to seekers of a higher state of being. There is only one true path to spiritual enlightenment, and spirit meditation is it. I will leave you to ponder over that and end this episode with a big thanks to you for taking the time to listen to the message. For those of you who want a fresh perspective or to embark on your journey of self, I humbly urge to you join the Third Eye Project's Patreon page and choose a membership tier that suits you. As always, I stand grateful for you listening to the message. Thank you.